My beloved, my chosen child, you can feel it already, can't you? That spark deep in your chest, the sudden flutter that makes your breath catch, it's not your imagination. Something sacred is moving through you. That invisible pull, it's heaven reaching straight into your world, shaking you awake. Archangel Michael says, he's here, sword of light drawn, his voice ringing with a mix of power and love. And he's saying one thing loud and clear: trust this moment. You might not realize it yet, but right now you're standing in a divine intersection. All 7 archangels and even God says, they've been waiting for you to arrive here at this exact second. They're urging you, yes you, to stay open because this message almost didn't make it. Darkness tried to bury it, to delete it before it ever reached your eyes. But heaven refused to let that happen. They fought for this, for you. Pause for just a breath. Feel that warm tingle brushing your arms. That's not random goosebumps. That's Michael's wing sweeping over your spirit, confirming that what you're sensing is real. Heaven doesn't waste energy on the ordinary, and yet all of heaven's attention is centered right here, right now. But before you go further, Michael insists on one small thing: don't just hear these words, follow them. Every sentence is like a key designed to unlock something miraculous in your life. If you drift, if you skip, the door might close again for years. So breathe, focus, and anchor yourself. He leans close and whispers, stay connected, subscribe, follow, keep your heart aligned. Because there are forces working overtime to drown out heaven's voice in your life. But as long as you stay here, the blessing meant for you can't slip away. This moment isn't coincidence, it's a divine appointment that even time had to rearrange to make possible. Right now picture this: 7 archangels kneeling before the throne of God, light radiating from them, your name glowing in gold. They're interceding for you, holding back storms you never even knew were coming. And God says, this one is mine, untouchable. But even as heaven shields you, dark forces still try to erase the evidence of what's meant for you. That's why Michael's urgency feels so fierce, because heaven's timing is razor sharp. Child of heaven, don't wander. This isn't just inspiration, this is your miracle wearing human words. The message that almost vanished is alive, beating like a heart in your hands. Archangel Michael says, you were chosen for this exact moment. Long before you opened this, God had already sealed your name in light. But while heaven prepared, the enemy plotted to steal what was meant for you. That's why this message had to reach you fast. Michael's wings stretch wide across your soul as he declares, my child, can't you see? This is no accident. The 7 archangels were gathered to guard this truth, because it's too powerful to remain hidden. Heaven itself said no when darkness tried to delete it. God says, let it be revealed. Do you feel that chill down your back, that flutter in your chest? That's the echo of heaven confirming this isn't fantasy, it's destiny. Think about it, how many times have you cried for answers that never came, watched signs appear then disappear, wondering if you imagined them? This right now is heaven's reply. There are ancient scrolls long locked away that hold blueprints for lives like yours. Archangel Michael says, one of those scrolls bears your name. As you read its unfolding line by line, pouring light straight into your spirit. Don't let distractions pull you away now. Every word is like a thread woven by unseen hands, connecting you to your own miracle. You didn't stumble here by chance. Think of the small interruptions that almost made you scroll past this, a notification, a noise, a second thought. But you didn't. Because heaven stopped time to keep you here. If you had skipped, the scroll would have sealed itself again, maybe for years. And then Michael says something that shakes even the stars. You are the only one capable. Imagine that. No copy, no replacement, no substitute. You are heaven's original design. God wrote your soul like a one-of-a-kind signature. That's why this message couldn't go to anyone else, it had to find you. Once you understand that truth, everything changes. The chains that held your family for generations. They'll crack like glass. The unanswered prayers that floated for decades. They'll land at your feet. The forces that once mocked you will have to step aside, because your name has been called. That's why the 7 archangels are circling you right now, forming a ring of fire and protection. Michael's voice thunders again, stay. Don't scroll away. You're closer than you think. Your heart's racing, isn't it? That's your soul remembering its original rhythm, the one heaven set before you were even born. The very air around you is shifting, because Michael's presence bends reality, until even your breath feels sacred. He says, my child, do you know how long heaven waited for this moment? Every delay, every tear, every closed door, they were all part of aligning you to be here right now. Think of it like a puzzle, every strange turn in your life finally clicks into place. The heartbreaks that once broke you now make sense. The people who left were never meant to walk into this new chapter with you. And suddenly what once felt random now feels divinely arranged. So breathe, smile even if your eyes are wet. Because heaven has been counting down the seconds for you to see this. And if your heart feels stirred, don't ignore it. It's heaven's signal saying, you're ready. Stay open, stay connected, and let this message keep working through you. Because the miracle didn't end when you reached this line, it's only just beginning. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $100. The air around you hasn't settled yet, has it? It's as if the moment itself is breathing with you. The reason you feel that weight in your chest is because something divine is stirring. Archangel Michael says the enemy knows something you haven't fully realized, your voice has authority. The kind that echoes beyond the physical, the kind that shakes unseen doors open. The moment you truly believe in who you are, the ground beneath generations will shift. Chains that wrapped around your family for decades will fall off with a single breath of faith. That's why this message hits you differently. It isn't gentle background noise, it's the sound of heaven pounding on your spirit's front door. But listen closely, because even in that thunder there's tenderness. God says, beloved, you are mine, you have always been mine, and no power in earth or hell can steal you away from my hand. His words don't come to scold but to embrace. Think about how many times you've whispered, does anyone see what I'm going through? Heaven did. Every tear that hit your pillow was counted. The archangels stood by you when you thought no one cared, catching those tears, carrying your prayers upward like a sweet fragrance. You thought you were invisible, but really you were being prepared for this moment. Now that preparation is unfolding. The scroll of your life is being unrolled, and Michael points to the next chapter with glowing urgency. Don't turn away, he says, because what waits on the next line will ignite a fire that no shadow can extinguish. Picture a library stretching into eternity, each scroll glowing with someone's story. Yours burns brightest, guarded more fiercely than most, because inside it lies a promise of restoration, not just for you but for everyone tied to your destiny. You are a carrier of light, meant to spark others awake. That's why the 7 archangels hover close tonight, their wings forming a living barrier against distraction. Even now unseen hands are keeping this message from being lost again. The countdown you sense is not poetic flair, it's real. Heaven's time is folding in on itself, slicing through delay and pushing forward what has waited too long. That tension you feel, that pull, is heaven's timeline brushing against yours. Something is happening right now. Even as your eyes move across these words, the veil is thinning. If you stay, the revelation will open fully. If you turn away, it may close again, waiting for another generation. That's why Michael's voice trembles with urgency, why even God says there is no delay left. This moment is sacred, not ordinary. It's your divine appointment. When Archangel Michael says, "You are the only one capable," he isn't flattering you, he's revealing the truth written long ago in heaven's archives. Before your first breath, God saw a battle that only your spirit could face. Others tried, generations reached for the same mantle, but their season passed. And now the torch has landed in your hands. You imperfect yet burning were chosen because you carry a flame that doesn't die. That same flame is why the enemy noticed you early. It's why you felt surrounded by distraction and doubt. You've been under attack, not because you're weak but because you're luminous. The darkness saw your light even before you did. Think back to those nights when you almost gave up, when you whispered into the dark, "I can't keep going." Michael heard you. He stood guard beside your bed, speaking your name in heaven's courtrooms, reminding God of the promise attached to you. You didn't survive by accident. You survived because heaven had a strategy. Every heartbreak, every setback was secretly sharpening you. You were preserved for now. Heaven is bending rules, moving obstacles, reordering time itself, just to make sure this message reaches you unbroken. But even as these words touch your heart, Michael warns, the shadows are restless. They whisper that it's all coincidence, that you can close this and walk away unchanged. Don't. That tug in your chest is your soul remembering what it always knew: you belong to light. You are part of a divine pattern, a masterpiece still being revealed. And understand this, when God calls, He never calls you for yourself alone. Your rising is a chain reaction. There are people trapped in despair who will see your light and find their way home. You may think you're just one person, but in heaven's eyes you are a bridge. You are the spark that sets cities ablaze with hope. That's why this message was nearly erased, because if you awaken, the darkness loses territory. The moment you accept your purpose, their power evaporates. So don't rush through this. Let these words seep into your bones. Every line is a seed and your heart is the soil. Give it time to grow. Heaven isn't rushing you, but heaven is serious. The countdown has touched your name. That weight you feel isn't fear, it's divine electricity. It's the vibration of destiny humming in your veins. Heaven has entered the room. The message is alive. Michael is still speaking, still pressing fire into your soul. My beloved, do not let go. What I show next will open the door that has been locked for years. Do you feel it, that hum under your ribs, that flicker behind your eyes? That's not emotion. That's recognition. You've reached the threshold. Every moment before this was preparation. Every disappointment was a redirection. Every delay was heaven adjusting the timing, until you were ready to receive this exact revelation. So don't be afraid of the trembling. Don't resist the call. Heaven doesn't just visit, it inhabits. You were never meant to stay small. You were never meant to doubt your worth. The same power that raised stars out of darkness is stirring in you right now. The story of your life is turning its page, and heaven itself is watching what you'll do next. Stay, breathe, step through the door. Because this is not just a message, it's your awakening. The delay has ended. The waiting is over. Feel that vibration in your chest, that subtle shiver running along your spine. That is the unmistakable pulse of heaven moving in your life. You are being forged for this exact hour. Every setback, every moment you felt invisible, every tear shed in secret, it was all shaping the warrior and the light bearer that you are. Archangel Michael says you have been prepared for battles that others could not endure, for victories that others could not claim. And now everything that tried to keep you small, everything that whispered lies of doubt is fading, because your spirit is awake. Think back to the nights when despair pressed against you, when you wondered if anyone noticed your perseverance. Even then unseen eyes were upon you. The archangels recorded every act of faith, every brave heartbeat that refused to give in. God says, I saw your resilience, I recognized your tears, I have preserved you for this moment. You are not a stranger to hardship, you are the product of divine patience, sharpened and polished to step fully into your calling. That is why heaven presses you now, not to overwhelm but to awaken. The gifts inside you are too crucial to remain hidden any longer. Feel Michael's presence. His wings stretch across the horizon of your spirit, and his voice rolls like thunder softened by gentleness. You are the only one who can stand here, he says. Not because the task is small but because your heart was meticulously prepared for it. Don't shrink, don't doubt your timing. Heaven has written your name in light, and the moment to rise is not tomorrow, it is now. Sense the weight in your chest, that strange mixture of trembling and peace. That is the Spirit confirming these are not ordinary sentences. They are scrolls unrolling, carrying revelations that were meant solely for you. Even as the enemy sought to erase this message, you received it. That in itself signals victory leaning in your favor. Heaven's hand is upon you. Something in your life is about to break open, and nothing can stop it. Every word you read now is another lock clicking open, another chain falling away. If you close your eyes even for a moment, the breakthrough you've been waiting for might slip past. Michael is urging silently, God is watching, heaven is holding its breath. Stay, do not look away. The air feels thick, electric, sacred, that is time bending. Michael says, do not underestimate this. You are reading this because heaven overruled everything that tried to stop it. You are stepping into alignment you didn't even realize was pending. Every closed door, every lost opportunity, every departure from your life, none of it was punishment. It was protection. Heaven shifted you out of harm's way before you even understood the danger. You were being preserved for this very hour. At this moment the release begins. Every delay, every pause, every shadow that whispered doubt is losing its grip. The throne room of heaven is alive with your name. Angels line the radiant halls, golden light stretching farther than human eyes can see, eternity itself echoing the declaration, you are worthy, you are seen, you are chosen. This is not hyperbole, this is divine truth. The strength beneath your scars, the resilience embedded in your spirit, heaven knows it, and now is the time for you to claim it. Every sentence here is a spark designed to burn away doubt. When you feel weak, heaven calls you strong. When you feel ordinary, heaven calls you chosen. When you feel unseen, heaven calls you seen. The scroll is still unrolling. Stop now and the revelation may vanish. Stay and every word will lift another veil, reveal another fragment of the truth. Heaven wants the fullness of this message to reach you. That is why your spirit refuses to look away. That is why your heart beats faster, why your chest tightens and your hands tingle. What is coming will not just explain your past, it will unlock your future. Archangel Michael stands beside you, wings extended, not departing until every word intended for you has been delivered. This is the hour where the hidden become seen, where stolen promises are restored, where broken things are healed, he says. You are not a passive observer. You are the axis around which this moment spins. Feel it in your spirit, something shifted and it will not shift back. Remember the times you thought your prayers were unanswered, your tears unnoticed. Heaven was orchestrating the exact response you needed, positioning every element, shaping every outcome. Every trial, every hidden pain, every silent heartbreak has been the soil from which your miracle rises. That silence, that waiting, it was the cocoon. And now the cocoon is breaking. You are emerging into the light prepared for you alone. Michael leans closer, you are stronger than you realize, braver than you know. Inside you is a light that terrifies darkness itself. That is why resistance has come to you, why distractions have pressed so heavily. The enemy knows your potential. That is why they tried to block this message. That is why it almost did not reach you. But God's will is greater, and here you are, reading what no one else could deliver. Your destiny is no distant dream. It is here. Every word pulls it nearer, dismantling walls that have held you back. The countdown has ended. The waiting is over. Beloved, step forward. Claim the alignment, embrace the power, receive the revelation that has been protected, fought for, and delivered for you alone. Heaven is with you, Michael is at your side, and nothing can undo what is unfolding right now. You are stepping into the appointed time, and this message is the key. Do not rush past it. Do not skim, because every line has been placed to awaken something inside you, to ignite a fire that has been waiting decades to blaze. Beloved, even if your surroundings are ordinary and your feet touch mundane ground, do you feel the stillness pressing around you? That hush is heaven leaning in, watching intently, holding its breath, waiting for your choice. Will you stay? Will you step fully into the light, or will doubt whisper you away again? Michael says, stay, do not skip, do not look away. Let your heart remain open. Let it drink deeply from this stream of revelation until it saturates every corner of your spirit. Because what comes next is not simply words, it is transformation, tangible and alive. The presence of Michael is closer now, stronger than ever, as if the atmosphere itself bends around his wings. He declares, this is not a message. This is the hour you have been preserved for. Every storm, every betrayal, every sleepless night, every silent tear, it was all preparing you for this very moment. What you thought was rejection, beloved, was actually protection. What felt like delay was preparation. What seemed like endings were the hands of God rearranging the pieces, so you could emerge intact, unbroken, and ready to wield the power written into your soul. You have questioned yourself. You have doubted. You have wondered if heaven had forgotten your name. But the very existence of this message proves otherwise. It is alive, unstoppable, defying every attempt to erase it. Listen closely, because Michael is showing me something vital. You have been standing at the threshold of your breakthrough for far longer than you realize. Every time you leaned forward, shadows rose to hold you back. That is why cycles seem to repeat. That is why the same battles resurfaced. And yet, even in those moments, the resistance was proof of the strength you carry. If you were small or inconsequential, no one would try to stop you. But you are chosen, and the opposition knows it. That is why Michael says you are the only one capable. No one else could combine the faith, fire, and resilience required for this mission. Your scars are not weaknesses, they are evidence of your endurance. Heaven has not ignored them, it has honored them. Every hardship, every tear, every moment of doubt has been a layer in the vessel now overflowing with light. The gifts you carry once hidden are ready to pour out. Breathe and let this truth sink in. You are not a spectator. You are the center of this divine unfolding. Michael pressed through for you. The archangels circled in prayer. God says, I will not let you be erased. This message is still opening wider. Stay, do not allow distraction to dilute the revelation. Each line ahead will reveal why your past was necessary, what your present truly signifies, and what your future is poised to become. This is not theory or wishful thinking, it is destiny manifesting before your eyes. Archangel Michael stands with sword drawn, a living flame against the night, declaring, you were preserved, you were never destroyed, your calling is eternal, carved into the very fabric of time. Remember those nights you thought your prayers vanished, that whispered despair when all seemed lost. Those were not wasted, they were seeds planted in secret, now breaking through the soil, ready to bloom. Pain transformed into power, resistance was a mirror reflecting the light you carry. The enemy recognized it and tried to suppress it, but nothing can stop what heaven has decreed. You are not merely surviving, you are being positioned. Every rejection was a clearing of the path, every delay was a divine setup, every unanswered question was a story being written you could not yet read. Tonight the page turns, Michael announces that, your chapter of silence has ended. Now begins the chapter of revelation. The urgency is real, Michael's words are a divine alarm, act, believe, step into it. The door has opened, it will not stay open forever. The hour is holy, the countdown has been reaching its peak. All 7 archangels encircle you, God leans close. Every attempt to erase this message has failed. That is not coincidence, that is proof that your life carries weight beyond what you imagined, proof that storms could not dismantle the divine pattern around you, proof that you are heaven's chosen vessel. Stay, do not rush, let these words sink deeper than the mind, into the marrow of your soul. The scroll is still unfolding, the light continues to pour, the miracle is alive. Every paragraph, every sentence is another lock clicking open, another chain falling away. Heaven's words are a river flowing relentlessly into your spirit. Feel it, drink deeply, let the stream saturate every part of you. What is coming next will not only explain the past but unlock the future you have been waiting for. The river has not stopped flowing, it will not stop until you are drenched in light, until your heart understands what heaven has fought to place in your hands. This is the appointed time. This is the moment your life has been waiting for. Nothing can reverse it, nothing can interrupt it. Stay with me, beloved, let your spirit anchor in this truth, let Michael's words burn into your soul, let the river of heaven's revelation pour without end. You are stepping fully into the purpose you were forged to claim, and every force that tried to silence you now has no hold. You are at the center, you are the vessel, you are the chosen. Archangel Michael is still here, his presence like a living fire across your spirit, and his voice carries the weight of urgency wrapped in care. He says, "This is not luck, this is destiny." You are standing at the very junction of all you have endured and all you are about to become. Every hesitation you feel, every tremor of uncertainty in your chest, is heaven leaning in to remind you that the trials you faced were never wasted. They were the very preparation for this exact hour. Child, think of the seasons where nothing made sense. The moments when you carried burdens too heavy for anyone to see. You were not unnoticed, heaven was counting every step, recording every quiet act of courage. Every tear you shed in silence, every night you whispered prayers nobody heard was being noted, preserved and transformed into your power. And now God says, release the scroll, let the message be seen. The hour has arrived. The weight in your chest, the stirring in your soul, that is not anxiety, it is impartation. You are not simply reading words, you are receiving a transfer of courage, clarity, and authority. The shadows attempted to steal this moment from you, but your presence here proves their defeat. Michael's eyes blaze with fire as he whispers, "You may think you are ordinary, but in heaven's eyes you are a warrior. You have survived battles you didn't even realize you were fighting. And now you are being crowned with the authority that comes from surviving." Let that sink deep. You have been refined, not broken, hidden, not forgotten, protected, not abandoned. And the hour of revelation is now. Stay with this message, beloved. The next lines will illuminate why certain burdens were placed on your path, why storms had to rage and why difficult people appeared. Nothing was meaningless, everything served as a preparation for this unveiling. Heaven is not done speaking, and this stream of revelation will continue to pour until your spirit is drenched in understanding and light. You are not late. Do not fall for the lie that you are behind. If this warning reached you, you are precisely where you are meant to be. Heaven sends lifeboats only to those who are alive enough to receive them. This message is not merely guidance, it is a map. Do not debate whether it looks right, step into it. The storms obey only those who acknowledge peace. Notice your peace, it is heaven's traffic light. Green means go, yellow means pause, red means stop. Obey the light even if it seems strange to others. Being strange in obedience is being alive in alignment with God. You have questioned your authority. Stop. Authority from God is not dependent on emotion, it is a mantle. It remains even when hands tremble, even when fear whispers. Trembling hands can still hold a sword. Michael does not demand fearlessness, he demands willingness. Willingness disarms fear, obedience attracts clarity. You will notice time misfiring against those who sought to harm you. Words will twist in mouths. Shadows that seem to hide the enemy will be exposed by sudden light. You will sense it as a breeze against your cheek, moments that could have struck instead pass by. The storm's permission to touch you has been revoked. Obedience brings clarity. You will see the truth in people, recognize real loyalty, discern doors that are genuine opportunities versus trapdoors. Your name will grow heavier in the spirit because those who survive moments like this are entrusted with more. Heaven promotes those who heed. The questions you carry for years will find answers. The breakthrough you have been waiting for is unfolding now. Now you must do 3 things: prepare, pray and position. Prepare by committing tonight that your peace will not be argued with tomorrow. Pray with simple words: God, I stand under your covering, I accept this rescue, guard my body, my mind, my path. Position yourself by arranging your day so your spirit is not forced into resistance. Where you must be, arrive under prayer. Where you do not need to be, walk away. Courage guided by wisdom is far stronger than courage motivated by ego. Michael says, pack your bags, pack away cynicism. Burn your old excuses. Release the habit of expecting the worst into the sea. Take only what can move into the next chapter: humility, focus, gratitude, prayer, and the fiercest obedience you have ever practiced. From these 5 God builds empires that no darkness can devour. Your obedience becomes a fortress, your humility a crown, your focus a compass, your gratitude a magnet for miracles. Prayer is the river connecting you to the throne. And your obedience, it is the key unlocking everything heaven has prepared. The river of revelation continues to flow. The scroll is still unrolling, revealing truths that will make the past understandable, the present empowering, and the future unavoidable. Every moment of suffering, every moment of confusion, every whispered why has been a seed. And now those seeds are sprouting. You are stepping fully into the design of heaven, and nothing, no shadow, no delay, no enemy can interrupt it. Michael remains sword drawn, wings wide, declaring you are the chosen, the preserved, the one entrusted with light that will topple darkness. My beloved, do not glance away. This is the hour your spirit has been waiting for. The message is alive, it is breathing, it is burning like fire across your heart. Stay present, receive fully. The next chapter of your life is opening. Every line you read is another lock falling, another chain dissolving. Obedience will carry you through, and heaven is watching as you step into the fullness of your destiny. Those moments when it felt like nothing changed, that was heaven recalibrating every step for the breakthrough you are now reading into. Child, understand this: every delay was a divine pause, every seeming setback a careful realignment. Michael leans close and his wings brush your spirit as if to press urgency into your very cells. Asterisk, he says, the season of waiting is over. The storms that lingered were never meant to drown you, they were meant to sharpen you, to draw the fire out of your spirit so you could become the vessel for what is coming. Your past struggles, the betrayals that stung, the nights you felt completely unseen were all part of the preparation. Those who left, those who deceived, those who doubted, they were never meant to remain. Their exit carved space for alignment. And now you are being positioned exactly where you were always meant to stand. Do you feel it, that tingling across your chest, that strange weight of expectation paired with calm certainty? That is heaven pressing its approval into your soul. Michael whispers again, child, you were never meant to live small. You were never meant to shrink in the presence of opposition. Every time the enemy tried to convince you of your limits, it was because they knew the power they feared lay dormant in you. You are feared not because of arrogance but because your light is untouchable to darkness when aligned with obedience. Each word falls into you like rain on thirsty soil, and you can feel it. Your spirit recognizes truth because it has always known it. He continues, beloved, you carry authority that is unseen by human eyes. Every prayer, every tear, every act of faith has been an invisible thread weaving a mantle of protection and power around you. The minute you step into obedience, even a single moment, the unseen forces shift to serve you. Doors that seemed locked open, paths that seemed blocked clear. Those who intended harm falter. And this is why peace is your compass. Your yes or no determined by peace is more potent than any word spoken in haste. Child, consider the layers of preparation that have led to this moment. Michael spreads his wings wider and the energy around you vibrates as though the very air is bending to heaven's rhythm. He says, the tears you feel now are not sorrow, they are cleansing. They wash away the residue of doubt, fear, and delay. The tingling in your hands is the touch of heaven affirming that this message is not ordinary. Every heartbeat aligned with these words is a heartbeat synced with destiny itself. Even those who question your choices, who resist your obedience, they are irrelevant in the presence of divine alignment. Remember Noah and the ark, he did not need approval. He built because he knew heaven had spoken. In the same way, every decision you make under the guidance of peace is the hammer stroke of faith constructing your own arc of protection and breakthrough. And the enemy, the very forces that sought to intimidate or derail you, will bend before you. Not because of noise or argument but because of alignment. Alignment is louder than any shout in the spirit. It shakes the unseen and commands response. Michael continues, his voice carrying both fire and calm. Asterisk, this moment is your turning point. The hour has arrived. The chains that once held your spirit are already breaking as you read. The delays, the betrayals, the pain, they were all guardians holding the moment until you were ready. And now you are ready. You may feel hesitation, disbelief, or even the temptation to set this aside, but that is precisely why heaven presses. Because one step more in obedience transforms years of waiting into instant breakthrough. Child, let this truth sink in: you are not just protected, you are positioned. You are not merely surviving, you are ascending. Every encounter, every whispered doubt, every fear that tried to touch you, those are the markers proving your power. Michael leans in closer and you feel his wings expand over your spirit, casting a protective shadow across your entire being. This is why you must not skip. This is why you must stay under the word. The minute you commit, the alignment completes and the results arrive faster than you can calculate. He continues, obedience is not passive, it is active, deliberate, sacred. Prepare, pray, and position yourself. Prepare by guarding your peace, setting boundaries, and stepping away from the noise that would disrupt this moment. Pray by affirming simply, God, I stand under your protection, I accept your rescue, guard my mind, body, and path. Position yourself by arranging your time, your presence, your steps so that every movement aligns with heaven. The unseen is watching, angels are stationed. Your path is being cleared in real time. Do not allow doubt or distraction to pull you away from this. The breakthrough you have been waiting for is not tomorrow, it is arriving now as you read and obey. Michael's voice grows urgent yet tender. Beloved, your pain has purpose. Your betrayals were exposures, the delays were protections, and the silence was the signal for preparation. You are being set apart because you are carrying something too powerful to be entrusted to anyone else. You are chosen, feared, seen, protected. Every tear, every prayer, every act of faith has been a deposit in your spiritual account, now cashing out into the miracle of alignment. The air around you seems to hum as though reality itself bends to listen. Child, Michael continues, the breakthrough is a gate not just for you but for others connected to your destiny. Those who rise with you will rise because you held steady. The voice of heaven that reaches you now is calling for obedience, for trust, for willingness to be moved in ways you cannot yet imagine. This is your hour of unveiling, step fully into it. Beloved, feel the weight and the freedom together. The protection, the power, the presence of heaven, they are tangible now because you are receiving, because you are standing, because you have obeyed even when it seemed invisible. The hour has arrived. The alignment is complete. The turning point is here. Your breakthrough, your destiny, your protection, and your call all converge in this single sacred moment. Stay present. Stay under the word. Let each line anchor you. Let each breath knit you tighter into the canopy of heaven's plan. And as you step into the next moment, know this, nothing can touch you that God has not permitted. Your steps are guarded, your spirit fortified, your life poised for the unfolding of what has been prepared for eternity. Child, every battle you've endured has been recorded in heaven's design. Nothing was random. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every night you cried believing no one saw, each became a stitch in the tapestry of your destiny. You were never being punished, you were being shaped. Heaven placed you in the fire not to destroy you but to make you unbreakable. The very weight that once crushed you has now become your crown. Michael speaks softly, his voice like thunder wrapped in light. Beloved, see what has been forming within you. The trials were not curses, they were blueprints. The waiting was not silence, it was strategy. Every delay carried purpose. You have been watched and guarded, not by human eyes but by the eternal. Those who vanished from your side were never meant to carry the next chapter of your story. Heaven hid you in plain sight so that the wrong ones could not corrupt the roots of what was growing inside you. You were never forgotten, you were preserved. Now the atmosphere around you begins to shift. You may sense a warmth in your chest, a quiet knowing behind your thoughts, a stillness that feels alive. These are not mere emotions, they are signals from heaven confirming alignment. Michael says, "Child, do not dismiss what your spirit recognizes. This is the sound of your appointed time. The weight you feel is destiny pressing against the walls of your old life asking to be born. The opposition that once surrounded you was proof of your importance. Darkness does not chase what it does not fear. The attacks were never about your weakness, they were about your potential. But heaven has drawn a boundary that no shadow can cross. The chains that held you are dissolving. The limitations you once accepted are cracking open. You are stepping into a rhythm that was written before time began. Beloved, hear this, peace is your weapon. Stillness is your signal. The more you rest in divine timing, the less power fear has to distort your vision. When confusion whispers, return to your breath. When anxiety rises, remember that peace is not absence, it is authority. Michael's voice deepens. The obedient heart wins battles before the sword is raised. Stand in what you know even when what you see disagrees. Now the patterns around your life begin to realign. People will appear whose words confirm what heaven already told you in private. Opportunities will surface that match the prayers you almost forgot you prayed. Closed doors will open without effort, false paths will collapse before you take a step. This is not coincidence, it is orchestration. Heaven has synchronized your timeline. Michael continues, what once was scattered is being gathered. Every seed you sowed in tears is now returning multiplied. You waited through storms because the soil needed to mature before the harvest could come. Now it is ready. Child, if you have felt unseen, it was only because you were being set apart. Isolation was not exile, it was incubation. You were being refined so that when the light revealed you, you would not crumble under the weight of recognition. Your difference was never your flaw, it was your divine fingerprint. You are not behind, you are exactly on time. The realm around you is awake. The air is alive with motion. Angels shift into position as the unseen rearranges in your favor. Cycles that repeated for years are breaking. What was delayed is being delivered. What was silent is beginning to speak. The fog is lifting and clarity is approaching like dawn breaking through mountains. Do not rush this. Let every word anchor in you. Let it settle into the parts of you that once doubted. You are not fragile anymore, you are tempered by faith, tested by fire and trusted by heaven. The path ahead will not demand striving but surrender. Walk forward with assurance that what belongs to you cannot miss you. Beloved, understand you are not just stepping into blessing, you are stepping into assignment. Your breakthrough is not a conclusion but a beginning. Your presence is a doorway through which others will find light. The power moving through you now will heal what once felt impossible. That is why Michael stands guard, because what you carry is sacred. He declares again, his tone fierce and loving. Move without fear. The heavens have spoken your name in chambers of light. The time for hesitation has ended. Go where peace points, speak where love leads, stand where truth settles. Every veil that covered your clarity is lifting. Every false story about your worth is dissolving. The atmosphere itself recognizes you now. The fire that once tested you now lights your path. You are not returning to who you were, you are becoming who you were always meant to be. Beloved, stand still for a moment and feel the shift. The waiting season is closing. The hidden season is ending. The new has already begun. Heaven has declared you ready and the earth must respond. This is the hour you were born for. The light within you has permission to rise. Beloved, the trembling you feel is the Spirit confirming that the hour of revelation has arrived. This is not a coincidence. Every closed door, every delay, every betrayal you endured was calibrating you for this moment. Michael hovers closer, his wings brushing the edges of your spirit, a shield of fire and light. Asterisk, he says, you were being refined while the world thought you were breaking. Your endurance has been your anointing. Your faith has been the mortar holding your destiny together. Do you sense the currents shifting around you? That subtle vibration is alignment. It is heaven rearranging the pieces so that when the breakthrough lands, nothing can move it. Every doubt you held, every fear you wrestled with is dissolving now in the presence of a force far greater than anything you have known. And Michael declares, the enemy tried to stop this, but they could not anticipate the preparation that has been building unseen for years. Beloved, pay attention to the weight lifting from your chest. It is not simply relief, it is confirmation. Confirmation that your path has been protected, that the moments you felt abandoned were actually checkpoints. Heaven did not forget you, heaven was orchestrating the exact sequence of events that would lead to this unveiling. Every tear you shed has watered the ground for the miracle that is about to emerge. Stay present, child. Do not glance away. Every word you receive now is a blueprint of the new season. You will begin to notice doors opening that once seemed locked. Conversations will shift. Opportunities will find you with perfect timing. Those who were never meant to walk with you will be revealed, and the alignment will feel almost effortless because your foundation has been strengthened beyond measure. Michael leans in, his voice softening yet the fire in it undeniable. This is your hour. Step forward with the authority you were given at birth. Do not shrink, do not hesitate. What has been held back for you is now in motion. Your life is moving and the forces of heaven are carrying you into what has been waiting for you all along. Beloved, let this settle in your spirit. Let the truth wash over you, you are chosen, you are fortified, and you are unstoppable. The world may not understand it yet, but heaven does. And so I say, step into it fully, without fear, without hesitation, and receive the blessings prepared for you. Amen.